Hello there YouTube, Michael Bowers here, once again. I know I'm compiling review on review, but what I'm trying to do is trying to do the reviews of movies I've seen in 2009 at the cinema. So the next couple of reviews might be films that are out on DVD now, but I wanted to do them anyway. So this one's going to be of the film Push, starring Chris Evans and Dakota Fanning. Now, the basic plot of the film, it's kind of hard to follow in some ways, but anyway, I'll try and explain it the best I can. At the start of the film, you have I forgot to mention another actress, Camilla Bell. I think I pronounced her name right. Anyway, if you don't know her, she was in the film When a Stranger Calls. She stars as this powerful human with superpower-like abilities, you could say, and she somehow survives an incident which people with that sort of ability don't survive, and then she escapes. And of course, Chris Evans and Dakota Fanning, I think they're movers and watchers and pushers. And of course, then the government wants to try and hunt down these people and then put them to like better use in some ways. Well, what they consider to be better use anyway. I know that's not a very good plot synopsis, but it is it is kind of hard to do a plot synopsis of a film like this unless you've seen it. And even though I've seen it, I saw it many months ago. And it's one of my lists of DVDs I would like to get. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. Anyway, so a lot of people will probably be asking me, was it a good movie? I'd say it was. I did enjoy it more than Slumdog Millionaire, that is for sure. I really did not like Slumdog Millionaire, but that's another video. I think that Push is a good movie. It has good acting. Chris Evans has, I mean, now I've seen the Fantastic Four movies, but this was the first movie I kind of saw him in. He was good. He's good at trying to do a lead role. He's good at because I think as the film progresses, he decides to develop into a bit more of a leader. But acting-wise, in general, he can't do stuff like that. I don't think he's not the best lead character. He's more like I think he's better off as like a supporting role, whereas in a comedy film. But other than that, I like Chris Evans in this film. He was pretty decent, so I'm not going to complain about that. Dakota Fanning, I've not seen her in many films other than this one, and she's developing into quite a good actress. I'm really starting to feel. I felt for her character in this film for starts. At the start of the film, she comes into Chris Evans' life and she's like, "I need your help to save the future from these people who are trying to kill us." Basically, yeah, that's kind of a formula that's been recycled, I think, in this movie. But I'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, but I would think that Dakota Fanning was doing a pretty good job, and she does the best she can with, her role in this movie. Acting-wise, Camilla Bell does a good job as one of the main characters. I can't remember who she plays, but she does a decent job. Anyway, acting-wise done. The movie itself, I think the screenplay could have been written a little bit better. I think it did seem a bit cheesy in some places. I didn't know about this film until, a week before I saw it, and I just thought it looked decent. It had action thriller, since that's my type of movie. So I decided I wanted to go and see it. Thankfully, my college took me. Anyway, but this was all the way back in February or March. But it just looked decent. I have to say, I think the screenplay did have some flaws in many places. I was a bit disappointed with the work that the screenplay had done. I think that it could have been developed a little bit more. I think Paul McGuigan directed this. He did a decent job. He does what he can with a science fiction type movie, but overall, it's a good movie, but I just find it to be hard to remember. It was kind of hard to follow the plot. I actually had to look on Wikipedia to remember the plot or watch other reviews. What else was there? There wasn't that much action in this movie, I have to say. Even when there is some good action at the end, but it's up until that point, it's kind of hard to follow the movie. Don't get me wrong, I did really enjoy it, and I'm certainly going to get it on DVD if I have the chance. But action-wise, it's not really that great. It does have some. It kind of has a lack of action. What action scenes, it's the violence in this movie isn't really that great. I mean, I know, because with violence you have to try and film it in a way that makes it look like the characters are in peril. And although the Chris Evans and some of the other people, like the antagonists, were trying to hit each other, they weren't really hitting each other that much. But other than that, I'm not trying to copy off movie critics when I say this, but they just weren't hitting each other that much. Although there was one cool scene with Chris Evans holding guns with his mind and everything, that was pretty impressive. I know this is probably going to be quite a short review, but I can't really do much else to say about this movie. So overall, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, one more thing before I give my overall rating. This you probably heard me say this for a third review in a row, but the ending to this movie wasn't that great. It was, you'd think that the ending would end on an end. Actually, the story would actually end in this film. And I think, put it this way, unless there's going to be a sequel, if there's going to be Push 2, unless there's going to be a sequel to this film, then the ending was just rubbish. You think that something's going to happen, and then, poof, credits come on. And I was thinking, what on earth have I just watched at the end there? But anyway, that's like, if they're going to make a sequel, great. But I read on Wikipedia this film didn't do as well as it could have done, so in which case I think they've chosen a bad ending. But other than that, I did enjoy this movie. I liked it better than Slumdog Millionaire, which again I'll probably do a review of sometime in the future, maybe even later tonight if I've got the time. And also, I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't a great one, but it was good. So overall, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars out of 5. That was a good movie, not a great one, and it did have flaws that could have been fixed. But other than that, it was an enjoyable movie. So yeah, that's my review of Push. So until next time, YouTube, Michael Bowers signing out.